Well, this morning, let's go ahead and check our hardwood cutting Japanese boxwood. This was started in September of the year before. So we're looking at about a year and a half, a little bit more than a year and a half. And if you've been following me, the success rate on this hardwood cutting was rather dismal. I don't think we got 20% success. But the beauty is, look at these that succeeded. So we'll take an individual look and then I'll get to the next stage. Look how tall this guy is. Well, when I took the cutting, I made sure that he already had the movement and taper. This one here is one of the more vigorous one, but all the vigor is on top. So I'm gonna trim some and not trim down here, so it's more in balance. So this was starting in middle of September in 22. So yeah, just a little bit over half a year. Okay, earlier in the year, I transplanted into these they were growing these other containers. And right now, it's planted deep. I had to plant deep because these were unstable. So the root flare is probably down here or something. Look how tall this guy is. Well, when I took the cutting, I made sure that he already had the movement and taper. This one here is one of the more vigorous one, but all the vigor is on top. So I'm gonna trim some and not trim down here, so it's more in balance. So this was starting in middle of September in 22. The root flare probably down here, so we should take this soil off, but we need the stability. So I planted deep, and then next go around, maybe either this fall or next year, we'll lift this up, expose the root flare, and put it back in. I also been putting it in these deep containers so that they don't fall over. If they fall over with the roots just beginning to reestablish, then you'll damage it. So that's what I've been doing. And so this one here, not much to it. Apex area, we should guide it along. Come up like that, and then don't need to be exact. We want stuff to grow here. And once again, we don't have any root flare showing because these were planted deep. And so you got to do these with a plan. First, you get it to root. Next, you get it to survive, and then you worry about start shaping. So once again, we got movement and taper. We're missing an apex. Apex should be up here. See this branch, it's competing. Now it's not competing. We got to get this strong, and then we get something more permanent. In terms of where we're going to go, right now this is healthier, but I think I like this line. So we get this to grow and then cut it, and then cut this short. Yeah, so this has a great potential, but definitely we don't have our root flare. Not much to do in here, just wait and hopefully it gets much healthier than this. It's not dead, it's not thriving. It should go, I mean these are nice and lush, but not as good as the ones that we already saw. See? So now you got all the movement and shape in there. So once we get this root flare exposed, then it's just what we want, right? root flare, movement, and taper. Yeah, this one too is okay, it's alive, but it's nothing to get too excited over. So the percentage take was not very good, but overall, I guess it's still worth the risk of making it, because if you could come up with a few that looks like this, especially this really tall one and the one behind it, I mean, yeah, we could bypass a whole lot of years. So I think we may or may not try more in the future, maybe other plants, but this will be considered hardwood cutting. And this one I took in September. I haven't quite figured out when is the best time. I think the September, because I was doing some major pruning. Okay, so this is Hiro saying goodbye. This has been an update of the hardwood cutting of the Japanese boxwood.